That brings us back to Elena Kagan. Will she vote to protect freedom? Will she vote to let the Congress regulate any activities or tax any events it wants? She will soon have the power, with 4 other justices, to permit or to stop abortions, to stop the president and the military, to tell the president and the Congress and the states how to stay within the Constitution. How will she use all that power? Here's Republican Senator Jeff Sessions, who's also the ranking member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator Sessions, welcome here. What will you ask Elena Kagan tomorrow, and what do you expect her to tell you?
I'm going to talk to her about her philosophy and whether or not we have a commitment that she's part of the mainstream understanding that our Constitution must be followed whether you like it or not. The American people believe that by overwhelming margin, but many of our justices are quite proud of their activist tendencies, and many are praised for taking steps to advance the law, which means really to advance the political agenda of the judge.
This morning at the...
that will be some of the things we'll talk about.
This morning at the Judiciary hearing, Senator Sessions, you made a very impassioned and compelling argument about progressivism. I mean, this is the philosophy that basically says you can stretch or twist the Constitution any way you want so the government can regulate any activity, tax any event that it thinks it needs to. Is she a progressive? Does she believe that? And can you find this out before you have to vote on her?
Well, we're going to ask about that, and we definitely will. I know that E.J. Dionne, writing about the hearings today, called on the progressive members of the Senate to basically rise up, and he made reference to Brandeis, who I think was a known progressive type jurist. So it does look like progressivism is on the rise again, and it suggests and implies, even states, that the Constitution is an impediment. It gets in the way of our ability to carry on the agenda we want, like the constitutional right to keep and bear arms. Oh, goodness, we don't like that. That's an impediment to our vision of what's good for a big city, so we'll just read it out of the Constitution.
All right.
And this is a dangerous philosophy.
When then Judge Sonia Sotomayor appeared before your committee, and you or one of the other Republicans asked her if the Second Amendment guaranteed an individual right to keep and bear arms, she said it does. In today's case on the Second Amendment, she said it doesn't, or she can't find where it does, to quote her almost precisely. Question, does it matter what they say at your hearings? Once they're confirmed, they do whatever they want anyway.
Well, I said in my statement that words at the hearing are not just enough. Your actions and your record speak too. Sometimes they speak more loudly. So we need to dig deeply into that. Senator Coburn raised that in his comments. He said, why don't you just tell us the truth, what you think? We've got to get beyond this bland statement that I will just follow the law, because, as you know, Judge, for an activist judge, they can simply redefine the meaning of the words in the law and claim they're following it.
Right.
And that's the danger we have.
Justice Jackson, for whom a young William Rehnquist clerk once said they're infallible because they're final. They're not final because they're infallible. There's no appeal from them. But isn't her confirmation a foregone conclusion? And if it is, what's the most that those of us who believe in limited government can hope for from these hearings?
I think we need to expose the idea that, as you indicated in your talking points, ceding power to the judiciary to set policy is an anti-democratic act. It reduces the power of every American citizen, and it's a danger to the heritage we've been given, and we need to fight back. One thing, elections make a difference. Maybe some of the senators, maybe the next presidential election will talk about these issues with clarity, and votes can make a difference in the long run. But right now, there is a huge Democratic majority who will tend to want to support the president.
Right.
But if this nominee is not clear about her commitment to the law, I think most Americans will not be happy.
Senator Jeff Sessions, Republican from Alabama, the ranking Republican on the Senate Judiciary Committee. We will be watching you all week. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.